Welcome back. Today we're going to do something a little different. We are going to unpack a huge idea about communication by looking at just one simple word. How can a single word open up a whole world of clear, effective language? Well, let's dive in and find out. So, let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like English just has way too many words? It's a pretty common feeling, right? I mean, with hundreds of thousands of words out there, just finding the right one can feel like a serious challenge. And that's exactly why the idea of simplifying things is so powerful. It's not just for people learning the language, but for all of us. What if there was a way to get those big, complex ideas across without getting tangled up in a massive vocabulary? Okay, so here's our game plan. First, we'll talk about this whole quest for simplicity. Then, we'll introduce something called the basic 85-word list. After that, we'll zoom in on one word from that list, purpose, and look at it as a noun and a verb. And finally, we'll wrap it all up by looking at the real power behind using simple words. All right, let's kick things off with section 1, a quest for simplicity. The biggest challenge in communication is just being clear. How do you get your point across without anyone getting confused? Especially when there are so many synonyms and so much room for things to get lost in translation. And that brings us perfectly to section 2, the basic 850-word list. Now, this is a fascinating attempt to solve that exact problem. It's a whole system designed to strip English down to its most essential, most powerful parts. And this is where our star player for today comes in. According to our source material from the Simple English Wiktionary, the word purpose is on this very special list. It was actually chosen as one of the fundamental building blocks of the entire language. Just 850 words. Let that sink in for a second. The whole idea is that with this small, carefully selected vocabulary, you can say pretty much anything you need to say. It's a really powerful concept when you think about it. So what is basic English exactly? Well, it's a streamlined version of the language, all built around that core list. It was actually created back in the 1930s as a tool for international communication. The goal was never to dumb down ideas, but to express complex thoughts with total clarity. Okay, let's move on to section 3 and really break down our example word. We're going to start by looking at purpose when it's used as a noun, as a thing or an idea. The definition is just so clean. As a noun, a purpose is simply the reason something is done or why it exists. You can really think of it as the core why behind any action. And this example just illustrates it perfectly. In the sentence, the main purpose of the visit was to see the new building. The purpose is the reason for the visit. It's direct, it's clear, and it's so easy to understand. No confusion there. Now, you might be thinking, well, what about words like goal, objective, or plan? And you're right, in everyday English, they all have slightly different meanings. But the beauty of a simplified system is that one powerful word, purpose, can cover the core idea behind all of them. That's the key to making things simple. And here's where it gets really, really cool. Purpose isn't just a basic word. It's also on the academic vocabulary list, a list of words considered absolutely essential for university-level work. That tells you that a word can be simple enough for a beginner, but also critical for a high-level discussion. That's what makes it so powerful. Okay, let's keep building on this with section 4. See, purpose isn't just a static thing you have. It can also be something you do. So let's explore it as a verb, as an action word. This slide lays out the difference perfectly. As a noun, it's the reason. As a verb, it becomes the action of planning. So you can have a purpose, and you can also purpose to do something. At its heart, the verb to purpose simply means to plan on doing something. It packs the ideas of intention and forethought all into that one simple word. And this table just shows you how it works grammatically. You've got the present tense, I purpose. For someone else, she purposes. And the past tense is purposed, like they purposed to build a new system. It follows all the standard English rules, which makes it a really reliable and useful verb. Okay, time to zoom out for our final section, the power of simple words. We've taken a pretty close look at purpose, but what's the bigger picture here? Why does a system like basic English even matter? I mean, that's the key question, isn't it? Beyond just being a neat little language experiment, what's the actual real-world value of focusing on a core vocabulary like this? Well, here's why it's a big deal. First, a small set of words makes the language way more accessible for new learners. It opens the door. Second, it helps everybody communicate more clearly by cutting down on confusion. Third, it builds a solid foundation for anyone who wants to keep learning. And maybe most importantly, it proves you can express really big, important ideas with simple tools. Which leaves us with this final thought to chew on. We've seen how one word, purpose, can be both incredibly simple and profoundly important. It really makes you wonder, if one word can do all that, could a carefully chosen list of 850 words truly change how we all communicate across the entire globe? What do you think?